Hey, what's up, gun nuts? It's Ferrari Steve, and today I'm going to do a video that has been requested by a lot of people, and that is cleaning my Sig Sauer 1911 Tac Ops. Before we go any further, let's do a safety check. I'm going to check the magazine, lock open the slide, visually and manually inspect, and make sure the weapon is clear. So let's talk about cleaning your guns properly. There are a lot of products out there. There are a lot of methods out there. There are a lot of almost religious level zealots out there who say this is the only way to do it. I'm not telling you this is the only way to do it. I'm not even telling you this is the best way to do it. I'm telling you this is my way of doing it. And it's developed and changed over time, and maybe next week I'll have a new way of doing it. But this is what works for me right now. If something else works better for you, that's great. You're not going to get any hate from me, so please don't leave any hate in the comments. Or go ahead and leave hate in the comments. I don't care. I'll just delete them or I'll fight with you. Whatever. Anyway, my overall cleaning strategy, I actually have two cleaning strategies. So I have, again, I have overarching strategies that apply to cleaning pretty much every gun, and then specific tactics that apply to particular models of guns. So you'll see some tactics that apply to the 1911, but that also incorporate my overall principles that apply to the strategy. And one of the strategies is I use frog lube as part of my overall strategy. For me, that makes keeping a gun clean and lubricated easier, because the first thing I do when I get a new gun is I strip all the petroleum products off it. I'll use some Birchwood Casey firearm degreaser or brake cleaner, which is pretty much the same thing. And then I'll put it in my ultrasonic cleaner and just get it completely clean. And then I'll drop most of the pieces, not everything, but nearly everything, all metal parts for sure, except for like a striker fire pin or the spring assembly. With that, I don't like to gunk up. But everything else, I'll just cook in frog lube. And that really gets into that metal, and for me, makes keeping my firearms cleaner with this system. If you're not a frog lube fan, that's fine. Maybe you'll pick something up in this video that's a tip for how to clean yours with Break Free or M Pro or whatever. Or Ballistol. Whatever you like is totally fine, as long as you're consistent and you're cleaning and lubing your gun and you're not doing it any damage. There's nothing wrong with the way you're doing it. So again, this is the way I do it. So I start with what's hopefully a warm gun. I should back up. I actually have, like I said, I have two methods of cleaning. One is what I call a maintenance clean or a field clean, and that requires no more than just field stripping the weapon. And then stage two is my detail clean, which is actually what I do before I frog lube it for the first time. And a detail clean involves tools and taking out springs and pins and little tiny assemblies and stuff that can get lost really quickly and that you need to rely on your tech mat to get back together. But that's not what we're going to do today. I might do a separate video on that. But a maintenance clean is what you should do pretty soon after using your gun and not leaving it dirty. And if you maintenance clean properly, you can get away with only doing a detail clean like once a year, or if you're a Glock guy, never. Some guys don't even clean their gun that much, and that's fine. If it works for you, that's fine. But some sort of maintenance on a regular basis is a good idea. So let's walk through what I do on a maintenance clean, just as kind of a keep it going. I want to keep shooting it. I'm probably going to put it in the safe for a little bit, or maybe I'm just cleaning it and I'm putting it back on my person if it's my carry gun. For long-term storage, I recommend a detail clean and a detail lube, which is the same as a regular lube, just more of it and coat everything, and then you're good to go. But this is my maintenance clean. So we've already verified the weapon is safe, so let's break it down. I'll put a link on the screen for my detailed field strip video. In fact, that's where I got a lot of requests, was from that video, to do a cleaning video, because I mentioned in there that I might. So I'll put the link down here, and if any point of this you're not following along, that's okay. You can just go and watch that one. So let's take it to 9 o'clock, pull out our plug and our spring, take it to 430, pull that off, take the safety off, back it down to here, pull out our catch, slide it forward, there, and then pull out our barrel. All right, so now we are field stripped. And you'll notice mine's kind of shiny because, like I said, I've already done this to this gun after I've shot it. I tend to do this, but no harm in doing it again. So, again, stage one, it's pre-frog lubed already. And I'm going to keep it on hand just to kind of throw some extra lube on some spots that might need it as we go. But the first step in cleaning is baby wipes. Yep, I love baby wipes for cleaning a gun. I mean, look, they're designed to clean your babies, and my guns are my babies. So, I mean, get the unscented ones, but they're designed to clean very sensitive little baby butts. I mean, come on, if you can trust it on your baby butt, you can trust it on your baby. And then I like to just give everything a wiping down. If the metal is warm because you've been shooting it recently, this actually works better. The frog lube kind of liquefies and lets you wipe stuff off. But this is a pretty clean gun, and already I'm still getting gunk off, right? So, just get in all the parts that move around. Anywhere where the bullets are going to feed, make sure you kind of get a little bit there for sure. No need to stick it down in there. We'll get that later. Just wipe down the spring. You don't have to spend too much time on the spring. Wipe down your guide rod, wipe down your plug, wipe down your barrel bushing, wipe down your slide lock, heck, wipe down your barrel threads, make sure there's nothing gunky in there, and then wipe down inside the frame. Your finger fits in real nice here. Oh, look at that, getting gunk out already. And oh, for sure, get your feed ramp, right? Make sure you get that. But look at that. When it's frog lubed initially, boy, it's so easy to just, all I gotta do is wipe that, and look how clean that gets. It's super nice. I love, that's one of the reasons I like frog lube. But again, if your cleaning system, your lube system works for you, I'm not gonna try to sell you frog lube. I'm not gonna make any money off it. For me, I like it easy, and it seems to be effective, and the guns operate well with it. So again, just kind of a baby wipe. Keep that around, because you want to wipe your hands with it when you're done if it's greasy. All right, so next step, I'm gonna just throw a little bit of lube, and I've already got lots of lube on here already, but I mean, I guess I wiped it off with the baby wipes, so I'll take whatever my lube is, and I know some guys like Ballistol, and that stuff's great. I know you guys might like M-Pro, and that's great. So just throw some lube on the outside of the barrel. We'll handle the inside of the barrel in a minute. And just kind of, once you've got that frog lube on your fingers, just kind of touch everything, you'll see it. If you cooked your frog lube in initially, then there should still some be there in the metal. And this might actually be a good time to talk to you again about another of my overall strategies when it comes to lubing. So, and that is, the gun will tell you where it wants to be lubed. Now, how does it do that? Well, you got to look at it. So look here. If you've got metal on metal, you're going to start seeing wear. See this silver here? That's wear. See this bronze here? That's wear. And wear is fine. You're definitely going to get wear here where the barrel locks up with the slide, right? You see wear. Anywhere where you're seeing that wear, the gun is telling you it likes to be lubed there. Any metal on metal, you need to lube it. Now, you don't want to over-lube things, and you certainly don't want to over-lube things if you're dealing with striker fire pistols. But anywhere the metal's sliding on the metal, you need at least, a little bit of lube. So my fingers are kind of all covered with this stuff, and it's great, but I'll just put it on my finger and then make sure I'm rubbing it in everywhere. And with frog lube, it is kind of hard to use too much. It's possible. It sure is possible. You can gunk stuff up if you really, really go too much, but, a little bit goes a long way, and sometimes a little more is a little better. So just make sure you get everything lubed up, whatever lube you're using, totally fine, and then we're ready to reassemble. All right, let's put our barrel back in. Make sure our link is down, and that's always the tricky part, to get that slide back on, right? And then let's... oops, that's the wrong way. Get our guide rod in there. Ready to hold on. Let's slide this back together. Hey, look at that. It totally worked. Well, not very long, did it? There we go. Throw this back in there. Be careful. Make sure this is all lined up here. And be careful you don't scratch there, right? Just push, and that's all you need. All right. 4:30 and 9 o'clock and spring and plug and click, yeah, and thread protector. All right, but we forgot the most important part, didn't we? We forgot that barrel. Aha, and that's where the Hoppy's bore snake comes in. Man, do I love these things. I used to be a fan, like I said, my methods kind of evolved over the years. I used to be a fan, and I still am a fan, actually, of the Otis cleaning system. It's got those little wires and brushes and little patches, and I actually will do that as part of my detail cleaning. So maybe you guys will get to see my Otis system when I do a detail clean. But for a field clean, a maintenance clean, man, the Hoppy's bore snake is where it's at. here's how it works. It's designed to just run through the gun and do the, you know, the solvent application and the brushing of the barrel and the lubrication in a single pull. Well, not really a single pull. I like to do 3 or 4. So here's how it works. Throw a little bit of your cleaner, but again, frog lube is both a cleaner and your lubricant, right? So throw a little bit on up top here, because this is going to be the first bit of cloth that's kind of seeing the gun. And you never want to run a brush, even a bore snake brush, you never want to run a bore snake brush through a dry gun. A lot of guys will use hoppies right here just to soak this down with hoppy solvent, and if that's how you roll, then you're not going to get any complaints from me. Just make sure you got a little bit something to get that barrel wet before you throw those brushes in. And then it's as simple as dropping this little, oh, I got some lint in there, that's bad. Dropping this little brass piece, which is weighted, and it comes right out the end, right there. Then you just pull, and it pulls it in, and you're going to feel it right there. There we go. You'll feel it. I mean, it pulls kind of easy, and then it doesn't, right, as those brushes kind of start to get in there. But it's not impossible, and just give it a little force, and then it pulls right through. And then do it again. And that solvent's still on there. It's still good. Pull it through, and then it comes out. And it's, you know, applying some solvent, and then it's brushing, and then this section of the snake is pulling out all the gunk, right? And I don't expect to get too much gunk out of this one. Like I said, I've already done this a few times to it. And since the last time I shot, I did it. But there you go. And then on the last one, I'll throw a little extra frog lube right here on the tail, which is the last piece to go through, so that I kind of get a nice, nice bit of lubrication in that barrel. Here we go, right there. That's what I want to pull through. And there we go. It's lubed and ready to go. And I like to actually keep the original box around, because I have, you know, I've got the 22 caliber and the 223. I've got the shotgun one. I've got the 38 9mm one. I've got the 308 and the 30-06 one. So it's best to kind of keep your container around, because then you kind of know which one you're grabbing, because you don't want to throw the wrong one in there and get it stuck. Probably wouldn't be too hard to get out, but you don't want to have to mess with it, right? And then, you know, maybe I'll do one final baby wipe down the outside. I love me some microfiber cloths. I'll wipe it down on the outside too. Any of the lint, maybe that baby wipe, you know, even if it's lint free, it's going to catch in those letters, so those are kind of abrasive. And just wipe it down. And if you've got your lube product and you like to lube the outside of your gun, and again, frog lube I like, because even if it gets on your grips, it doesn't really get slippery on the grips and make it hard to grip, and it absorbs into your hands real well. And your guns, like my 13-year-old says, they smell minty fresh. And your wife doesn't complain that you smell like gun cleaning chemicals when you come back. So again, I'm not trying to sell it to you. I'm just trying to tell you why I love it. And there we go. Your gun is now field cleaned or maintenance cleaned and ready to go back out to the range or out in the boonies or back in your holster or wherever you want to put it, because it is ready to go. So I hope you've enjoyed it. If you've got any comments, please leave them below. I'd appreciate it if you subscribe. I love making these videos for you guys, and I love getting that feedback. So this is Ferrari Steve, thanking you for watching, reminding you a dirty gun is a happy gun. Get out there, get them dirty, and now you know how to get them clean. Also, make sure you practice, because the first time you have to pull that trigger, you don't want that being the first time you have pulled that trigger. Stay safe out there.